Hey YouTubers, it's Michael back here, and today I'm going to be doing a video on season 6 of The Chosen, filming locations and extras. There was an extras event this week where you were able to sign up for extras and make a donation, so I'm going to cover that just very high level. If you're watching this, you're probably really excited because we've got the opportunity to be filming in season 6, which is going to be in Utah and in Texas. So I'm going to start mostly with Texas because that's where I signed up to be, and then I'll cover Utah probably more detail in another video. But in general, I'm just going to cover the requirements, which are things like what to know to be fully prepared, the locations, how the registration worked, if you missed out on the registration, how to sign up for updates for next year, so season 7's registration. So I'll try to walk you through that. And then there's some costume guidelines, some important on-set rules, like what to do, what not to do, what you can bring, some health and safety stuff, and some insider tips from some of the volunteers that have been helping me as I've been coordinating on the chats and things. So let's get started. Excited to be here. Okay, so just to walk through the beginning here, if you're interested in signing up to be an extra or you want to get more information about that, you can go to this website here. You can see the main website is comeandseefoundation.org/extra. And so you can sign up for future updates and get that information. You'll receive an email, and make sure to check your email for any updates and make sure that you've whitelisted it. It's not in your junk mail or spam or anything. Sometimes that will happen. You can DM me, you can message me. There were tickets being offered in 2-day, 3-day, and 4-day, and then I think there might even have been one 5-day package. So you had to register per person for each of those, right? So an individual there. And then once you were selected, then you would make your donation once you got confirmed through Eventbrite, right? They used Eventbrite for the reservations to get started there. So this was also, just real quick, if you go to the Come and See Foundation's website and you scroll down on the extras page, you'll see there's an FAQ. So you can see just a screenshot here of where the filming will be taking place. I'll make sure to put all these links in the description so you can have them. But there's obviously, they go into much more detail there. I'm just going to give a high-level overview. I'm going to cover today is just going to be how, if you've selected to be an extra or if you plan to do it in the future, some of the things that are being required. Obviously there was some costs, so you had to sign up with the donations. There's some logistics I'll cover, costumes, for example, expectations of behavior, expectations, and then I'll make sure to include references. So for participation, you had to be age 13 or older. And obviously, if you're age 13, you have to be also with a parent or guardian. Yeah, so the tickets were mostly available in 2-, 3-, and 4-day groupings. Like I said, I thought I saw one 5-day, might be mistaken. And it was $250 per person per day. So that was and so if you wanted to do Texas and, for example, Utah, then that would have been $250 for each day in Utah and $250 for each day per person in Texas or Utah. And so you must be physically able to participate. It's going to be long filming days. It's going to be hot. I think either way, you go, Utah's in May, Texas in August. Still, I think it's going to be very hot. Those are both desert locations. And this is a filming event, not an extras activities event. So they were trying to make that very clear. So the filming conditions, up to 12 hours a day outdoors. They recommend that you bring sunscreen, hot water for hydration. You're allowed to bring snacks, including pita chips and grapes and things from that era. I'll put the link in for the detailed PDF for FAQ that it covers all that. But you also need to be able to walk over uneven terrain, and there will be some medics available there, but make sure you have everything you need. So costume requirements, I'm going to dig a little bit deep into this because as I'm still trying to figure out what exactly I'm going to do with my costume, you are responsible for your own costume. You must arrive fully dressed. You're only allowed one bag, and it has to be a period appropriate bag. So again, that's in the FAQ document, which I'm going to walk through a little bit of that, and then I'll put the link to that in the description. So there's also a lot of costume guidelines in there. You'll receive an email to that, but you can also find that on the website. And then there's some links to other YouTube videos where they show how to work on head wraps and hair and things like that. So this is just one of the pages from the FAQ guide that I'm going to show, but you can see here it shows different fabrics, the type, if you're going to make your own costume or have someone help you make it. these are the kind of fabrics you should look for, and these are examples. They give you different colors and tones here for you. They give you a whole color palette. You can see all the different colors listed. I'm not sure about this note about distressing the garment. I'll definitely double check with that, and I'll update that in the comment section later. But the label currently says do not distress the garment because it's going to be for a celebration. I'm not sure about that though. And it says what not to use, like nothing that sparkles, no hot pink, no neon, no white, no dark purple, no royal blue. And it gives you some different examples of footwear for the sandals. A couple different more pictures for the sandals and a list of different accessories you can bring, like beads and sashes and things like that. And then also some terminology here, the tunic, the overrobe, and they give you several pages on the different types of characters you could portray, right? There's like the general Israelite costumes, there's the Cenophesians, there's the Romans, the Greeks, there's all these different types there that you can go through. So it's a really helpful document. And then, okay, yeah, so just recapping, right? Children on set, got 13 and up, have to be with a guardian. Everyone has to sign a waiver and has to provide an ID. They were mostly, I think, just for the children, I think that they're 13 and up, they're only allowed to be on the 2 or 3 days, and they cannot be dropped off. They have to be with the parents. Location specifically for Texas, the film location is Midlothian. The closest airports are going to be Dallas, Fort Worth, or Love Field, which is just DAL. Personally, I've flown into both of these airports. If you're a Southwest fan, go into DAL. It's my opinion, but DFW is a bit farther north. There are some hotels they recommended: Mansfield, Cedar Hill, and Wakanati. So there were some crew reserved hotels, so please check the documents as they update those for the crew reserve hotels. And then you must arrange your own transportation. They recommend you do carpool. I think the ride share is extremely limited. They mentioned that. So there will be parking available on site, and breakfast and lunch will be provided. They will send you home for a departure with a dinner box, right? Yeah, and so you can see there's going to be very limited or no ride share available depending. So definitely don't depend on that. So some of the code of conduct that I'm receiving a lot of the feedback I'm reading online from the online chats is that there's no videos or photos on set. Like apparently this is something that's been a real issue in the past. Please respect the crew's and cast privacy. You're allowed to take photos in certain areas. There's like a holding area, and I want to say a catering area I saw online when I was reading through. So there will be a designated area where you can take group pictures with friends, but if you break the rules, you could be asked to leave. And then obviously we want to make sure we represent the chosen community with integrity, follow the rules as best as we can. So I think that was it. I just wanted to cover high level. Mostly I will put all those links in the descriptions so that you can watch all the different videos, you can read all the different documents, and I'll do another update video as I learn more and as I get a little bit more involved in my costume selection. So thank you very much for joining with me today back at the Chosen and Beyond channel. I appreciate it and hope to see you soon at one of the events or online. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye-bye.